We do something called Colin Was Right, Colin Was Wrong. And stories that develop over the last 7 to 10 days where I've had a strong opinion and I either whiffed or was spot on. So here we go.
Where Colin was right.
The Celtics, never a real player in the Anthony Davis trade. I contend they leak stuff to make it worse for the Lakers and make the Lakers give more picks because Danny Ainge hates the Lakers. The sticking point was trading Jason Tatum, which we said would always be the deal breaker. Danny Ainge, according to 2 reports, was willing to trade Jason Tatum, but didn't want to include anything with Jason Tatum. Just a straight swap, and Anthony Davis right now is a much better player than Jason Tatum, who, for the record, I love. So I wouldn't give up Jason Tatum either. I contend next year the Celtics are going to win 55 games and be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I actually think Kyrie hurt him. So I wouldn't have made the deal either because he was a rental, and I don't think Anthony Davis truly, Rich Paul told you, his agent, you're not going to stay there. But I never bought I never bought this thing, and now it's all a bunch of post-trade comments. Never close.
Where Colin was wrong.
One day after the Warriors lost the finals, did Kevin Durant sit back, reflect, come to his senses? No. He already met with Kyrie Irving. Really? I don't get the move. Money? Less. Roster? Knicks? Awful. Owner in New York? Weirdo. I don't get it. The Warriors showed Kevin Durant at every opportunity they loved him. And I also think this finals reshaped the narrative that they absolutely need him. There's no question now. Steph's not going to win it without KD. He needs help. I mean, God, Vegas has the Warriors at like 5th best odds to win the championship. They wouldn't if KD came back. So, but he apparently is, at least emotionally, interviewing Kyrie, already moved on.
Where Colin was right.
Never understood how so many smart NBA media types keep falling for the regular season stories. The NBA regular season is a dress rehearsal. It's the driving range of golf. Milwaukee, #1 regular season, most double-digit wins in league history. Couldn't even win the East without LeBron. Denver, #2 regular season. Couldn't win a second series. James Harden, 36 a game. The looked exhausted by the end. Folks, regular season is a different sport than the NBA playoffs. Guys like Draymond Green are 7.7 rebound guys and then transform into key starters in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard completely shifts gears in the postseason. Don't fall for Mr. January. It never works.
Where Colin was wrong.
Congrats to the baby dinosaurs. I never envisioned Fred VanVleet would be hitting the key shots in this NBA Finals. I'm not going to lie, I whiffed on that one. I didn't think Kevin Durant, Clay, and Kayvon Looney would all get hurt. My bad, I couldn't predict that. I've never seen a Finals like that, where one team physically fell apart. I've never seen anything like it. Seriously, I've never seen anything like it. And I thought Warriors in 6, and it was the Raptors in 6.
Where Colin was right.
Well, the Oakland Raiders wanted Hard Knocks, a business decision, and they got it. Listen, we said all along, the Raiders are trying to sell season tickets in Vegas. Now that the Golden Knights are there, Vegas has a professional franchise, and they want to sell 40,000 season tickets. So they're being active and aggressive and noisy. This is a game plan. Antonio Brown acquisition made no sense if you looked at what they'd done with Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper. It made no sense at all. Why not just keep Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack? Not the noisy guy. But John Gruden's got a 10-year deal. He and owner Mark Davis, in cahoots, have come to terms with, let's sell tickets for a couple years. You're safe here. I'm not buying you out. And then we'll worry about winning years 3 on. But we got to sell tickets. So Hard Knocks was a business decision. And to me, that's always been the first 2 years for the Raiders.
Where Colin was wrong.
Ratings way, way up in the U.S. Open. Now, Brooks Koepka, I thought was actually interesting yesterday. I don't think he has a big personality. But his last 6 majors, a second, a first, a second, a first, 39th, and a first. He's the first player to shoot under 74 straight rounds and not win the U.S. Open. Again, I don't think he's a captivating personality, but I think his game is unbelievable. There's no visible flaws, and he's kind of a fascinating personality in that At non-majors, he barely cares. At majors, he's all in. He's not going to give you a lot verbally, but I did think yesterday, Koepka, with a chance to win a third, moved the ratings up like 40%.
Got a 5.2.
It got a 5.2. That's a big number. Now some of it is Pebble Beach is a painting. I mean, I sat there and watched 5.5 hours. It wasn't because of Brooks Koepka until probably the last 90 minutes, but he had some ability yesterday to move the needle, and I think he did.
Where Colin was right.
LeBron's a win-now player. We predicted this trade last week. We said it would happen, and it would happen fast. That's why I scheduled a flight on Tuesday. I had a feeling this puppy was going to come down either Sunday, Saturday, or Friday. The Pelicans wanted the Lakers' number 4 pick because that's the best pick out of all this for them is this number 4 pick. Most of those picks are swaps. There's only one top 10 or top 8 guaranteed. So this was a trade that you could really, I mean, I think all of us saw it coming, but I felt it was going to happen 48 hours, and it did.
Where Colin was wrong.
Lonzo Ball's Laker career ended up being a bunch of nothing. A 44% free throw shooter, 10 points a game, 38% from the field, and never, ever healthy. A loud dad, some bad rap songs, talented but never popped. He's a little too quiet and a little too passive for my liking. I did think before he got hurt last year, he was more aggressive attacking the basket and finishing at the rim, and I really like that, Lonzo. He gave me about 10 games of that. And there are elements of his game I love. I still think he's long. He's got incredible vision. I think he's a good teammate. I think guys like him. David Griffin likes him a lot. But I thought in the first 2 years he would pop. He just, frankly, he misses 1 out of 3 games or more. He's hurt, and even when he plays, he's not 100%.
Where Colin was right.
Well, we predicted last week the Golden State dynasty, they would lose Game 6 to Toronto, and they would lose their last game at Oracle, and the dynasty would feel like it's over, and Vegas has them as the 6th best title odds. I think they're going to be a really, really, really good version of Portland. A great backcourt, a couple of decent wings or a big, but not intimidating, not scary. These dynasties tend to last 5 years. The San Francisco Giants dynasty reminds me of the Warriors. 5 years, 3 titles, and then there's this sense that, you know what? We owe all these guys the max amount we can pay them. You do, and you get old, and you have no bullpen, and you have no bench, and you're really, really top-heavy, and that feels like what they're going to be. KD's probably gone, and Clay's not playing till March, coming off a major injury. It feels, at least now, it's on hold.
Where Colin was right.
We told you Baker Mayfield would get pushback when he criticized running back Duke Johnson, who wants a new team. Don't mess with another guy's money. Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, Drew Brees. Be pro teammate. Swallow your opinion. Several teammates approached Baker Mayfield. Not the end of the world, but Baker, you don't have to win the moment. Sometimes, again, I'll say it, talent, never dispute it. Maturity, often do. Quarterback is not just about you can throw the ball and hit a 26-yard out. Are you a 12-year personality? The Boar 4, Russell Wilson, Luck, Brady. It's why I like Jared Goff. He hides. He's not worried about his brand. He's worried about being a good teammate and winning. It's why I like Sam Darnold. It's why I like Andrew Luck. It's why I like Russell Wilson. You don't have to win every argument. And when you're 23 and 24, you got to find the right personality, not just the right talent. Jay Cutler had the talent. I never liked his personality. Phillip Rivers had less talent. I liked his personality. Colin right, Colin wrong on a Monday.